next Watch Dogs game has leaked, and it's not called Watch Dogs 3 but Watch Dogs Legion, according to Amazon UK and some other trustworthy sources that now reported on this news as well. The gameplay details are also different than you might expect, and we got some more info, and I will tell you why this might even be revealed before E3. So let's get into it. Would be awesome if you could leave a like on the video, as it shows your support, and let's go. Amazon UK put up a listing for Watch Dogs Legion, although it's already down by the time you watch this, so apart from it being listed as a PS4 game, they also had some information as to what we can expect from Watch Dogs Legion. And of course, this new Watch Dogs should also come to the Xbox One and PC, and likely to Google's new streaming service as well, but more on that a little later. The description on the Amazon UK website notes that Watch Dogs Legion is set in the near future, a dystopian version of London. London was of course already heavily rumored before this leak, so makes sense. It's in a post-Brexit world, society, politics and technology have changed, and then the description goes on to say that London is the perfect playground for a Watch Dogs game because of the massive influence that it has on all the Western culture and the fact that it has one of the highest surveillance levels. Okay, London in the near future, again, that makes sense and lines up with previous rumors, but the gameplay details are the most interesting part of this listing, that read as follows. Play as anyone. Every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceover, character traits and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. Jason Schreier from Kotaku confirms this rumor and also has a better explanation of what this might mean for the gameplay. So you find an NPC, then you recruit them and then you play as them. On Kotaku he also notes that you'll see different things at different points in the game depending which NPC you are playing as. And that sounds very ambitious, and that is also what Jason notes, that this has led to at least one delay already. As I noted in my previous Watch Dogs video, Ubisoft is planning one AAA game for this fall, and that is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. They also have free full price games in the early part of 2020, so before April 2020. And with Watch Dogs leaking now and that recent verified Watch Dogs UK account that was made in May, you would think that they are ready for an announcement and that a release would not be that far away, right? Making early 2020 likely the right time. But yeah, Watch Dogs Legion sounds very interesting and at least different than I expected, but it makes sense as well that they have to do something with the series to make it feel fresh again and hopefully appeal to more people. And having NPCs play a bigger role makes sense too, as they always had some sort of backstory that you could see by hacking into their phones. This seems like a logical next step. VG247 also chimes in saying that they've heard that each NPC will have a full backstory, which is created procedurally with some AI trickery, and it will be more systemic than the previous games. They also note that Clint Hawking, the director behind Far Cry 2, is working on this title. He, by the way, also worked on Splinter Cell before that, and also at LucasArts, Valve and also the Amazon Game Studios. He's now working at Ubisoft Toronto, looking at his LinkedIn page, so they are working on this new Watch Dogs game likely, while Ubisoft Montreal was behind the other Watch Dogs titles, if I remember correctly. If this leak is true, then we will likely see Watch Dogs Legion on June 10th during the Ubisoft press conference on 1 PM Pacific time, or maybe we will already see it earlier. Google announced their first Stadia Connect livestream, where they will announce the price and other details about their upcoming streaming service, but they will also have game announcements, and sure, those could be small games, but if we search Watch Dogs Legion on Google, you actually find an older article by Control VG, and that was posted in March 2019. Saying that the new Watch Dogs game is called Watch Dogs Legion, that you can choose between a male or female character, and that we should expect a tease at the Google presentation at GDC. So that was the first time that they unveiled Stadia, and we all know that Watch Dogs wasn't a part of that presentation. But it's still interesting that this website knew the name that now seems to be real. While of course everyone else thought that Watch Dogs 3 was going to be the name, and Legion is pretty random, so this website must know something, right? So it might be that this Watch Dogs Legion tease was delayed from that sort of presentation to this new Google Stadia stream on June 6th. And that they will there tease it and then say, hey, totally check out Ubisoft Showcase on June 10th for the full reveal. Ubisoft is really deep in bed with Google for this Stadia service, so they likely will showcase something at this Stadia Connect, you would think. Hey, Watch Dogs tease would totally benefit Google, so maybe they made a deal with Ubisoft, who knows. I'll be keeping an eye out, of course, and I will be at E3 as well, so I'll bring you all the details if Watch Dogs Legion is announced. So totally subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on that.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.